Hi guys, this is the lesson recap for February 19th for year 9. So let's scroll down and take a look at that. So today we covered function prototypes and we watched this video in class. So rather than repeat the whole thing, I suggest you just watch the video and you can start at minute 5:20. Prior to that is stuff you're already familiar with. At 5:20, he starts talking about the notion of a prototype. And you'll see this is a nice technique for creating or defining your functions after the main function. If you don't use prototypes, then you have to define your function, define all functions before you use them or before you call them or reference them. So if you're calling a function from your main function, if you're calling function A from main, that function has to be defined in front of the main function. Now, if you'd like to keep your main function up front at the top of your source code, you can do that by using these prototypes. It's very simple. Have a look. Now, the next thing we talked about is passing arguments to functions. Now, this takes functions to another level, and an argument is a value that is passed by the caller of the function. Then that value is then used in the function and in order for the function to perform whatever its task is. And this is also explained very clearly in here. And you will use functions and prototypes in exercise 7, which I'll talk about right now. So let's go to the instruction page. Before we go there, I just mentioned the homework. So you should be reading any comments that are made in your source files. Now, any projects that are indicated as orange are incomplete. And so you need to look in that source file and see the comments from your teacher in that source file. All right, now off to the instructions for exercise 7. Here it is. Now this is fairly straightforward. In this exercise, you'll improve your functions by passing arguments to those functions. We will also make use of function prototypes. So here's a reference to the 2 videos I just mentioned. So these are the new requirements. Exercise 7, the program for exercise 7 will behave exactly as exercise 6 with the additional feature. Each time a shape is chosen by the user at the command line, the user will be prompted a second time for the number of times they would like you to display that shape. So I choose 1 for triangle, and it prompts me again. I tell it I want to see 45 triangles, and it should display 45 triangles. And to do that, you will modify your display functions to accept an argument, and that argument will be used as a display count inside the function. So you'll need to put a loop inside your function, and the loop counter will be the argument that is passed into the function. So let's take a look at this pseudocode. Now, pseudocode is very similar to what you saw in exercise 6. The additional features or logic here are the second, I believe this is new, the second variable called count. We initialize this to 0. And we keep looping until the shape is equal to 0. Now 0 is the cue or the option that the user chooses to quit the program. So if the user enters a 1 for, you prompt them 1 for triangle, 2 for square, 0 to quit. Read in the number. Now if they enter a 1 for triangle, then you prompt them again for the display count. So after the prompt, then you do the read, that's a scanf, to get the count number, and then you display the triangle count times. Now to do that, you're going to call your triangle display code. So you can take your code, your exercise 6 code, and create a copy of it, make it into create exercise 7 from it, and then you're going to modify that triangle display function. Same here. If they select the second shape, prompt them for the display count, read it in, and then pass that number, pass that argument to your shape display function. And the rest of it is the same. So 0 is the I want to quit. You prompt them for are you sure? Enter 0 again to really quit. -1 to abort the quit. Yeah, -1 is a little awkward. You can use the number 3 to do this if you prefer. But yeah, just go with -1. So you're reading the confirmation. If the confirmation is 0, then display the goodbye message. And then go loop again. Now, if you didn't receive a 1, a 2, or a 0, something's wrong, display an error message. You only have to entertain numeric data coming in. Don't just ignore alpha input. So if the user types in letters instead of a number, we'll deal with that later. Just defend yourself against invalid numbers. Okay, I think that's it for this exercise. Yeah. Okay. All right then. Also this the challenge. Now there isn't a challenge for exercise 7. There is a challenge for exercise 6 and exercise 5. Okay. All right, guys, that's it for now. Good luck with that, and we'll see you next time. Let's see, where's the video? Stop it. QuickTime, sorry. All right, cheerio.